Alright, here's question 1 of part B. It's on the back side of your homework. We have two triangles, CAR and YAZ. We're trying to prove that they're congruent given the information stated there as well as the picture provided. So, the cool thing about this piece of information, notice with all the other ones we were given two pieces of information. It looks like we're just given one here. CY and ZR bisect each other. Well, that's actually 2 bits of information. We know that CY is a segment bisector of ZR, and also that ZR bisects CY. So that's 2 bits of information provided by one given. Now this can lead us to using, now you gotta look which one of these shows us that blank blank is a bisector of blank blank. It's not this one, that one's a bisector of an angle, hence angle bisector. But this one here, definition of a segment bisector. So control copy. You'll of course be moving it. Here we are. Cool. So we know that, and I'm going to mark this actually on the triangle so you can visualize it. But since CY, this line segment here, cuts ZR right in half, we know that this length is congruent to this length. Since they bisect each other, we also know that ZR bisects CY. So this line right here bisects CY. So this length is congruent to this length. Cool. So we have 2 bits of information. The final one though, we have to look at the picture. What's provided by the picture? Now we know that they're crossing each other, right? And what do we know about angles that are formed by 2 lines crossing? We know that by the vertical angles theorem that the angles, you could say opposite or on the other sides, are congruent to each other. So when these 2 lines cross, we know this angle is congruent to this angle, and also, and more importantly for us, these 2 angles are congruent to each other. So let me just do it like this. Boom, boom. Those 2 angles are congruent. What are those angles called? I'm not going to write angle A as congruent to angle A. I'm going to write angle CAR is congruent to angle YAZ. Cool. So by the vertical angles theorem, we know that angle CAR is congruent to angle YAZ. Okay, so let me write these down. I didn't write them. CA. And segment CA is congruent to a side length YA. And down here we also know that ZA is congruent to RA by the definition of a segment bisector. So we have 2 sides and 1 angle. 2 sides and 1 angle. Which one of those should we use? Side angle side. Sweet. So we have, we can look at the order here. Side, angle, side. The angle is between the 2 sides. So this connects to here, this connects to here, and this connects to here. Finally, we can make the statement that triangle CAR is congruent to YAZ. This is what we were trying to prove.